Hi. Story time. Bear with me because it does relate. Years ago, I used to work in retail. I was bullied. There's no other way to put it. I was bullied. The male staff doing the same job as me hated the fact that I was good at my job, and they bullied me until I was lower down on the sales rankings. Fast forward a year or more, and the assistant manager threatened to unalive me over a sale. He did so publicly. He even went into great detail over how he was going to do it and the fact that I would never be found. My manager wasn't available at the time. I honestly felt and still feel it was a genuine threat. He may not have gone through with the full plan, but he was definitely angry enough to do some damage. I couldn't go to my area manager because he had already, quite recently to this, called me a weak-willed woman, that I needed to learn my place in the sales rankings. So I went to the only person that I felt safe taking it to, which was one of the trainers. Because I took it to the trainer, it was escalated. My manager came back he was contacted. He was away on a manager's retreat. He was contacted, and the day he came back from that, he sat down with me and bawled me out on the shop floor for escalating it, because it now meant he had to do something about it. He told all of the staff what had happened and that I was being pathetic in my response. It was escalated to a final warning. So the assistant manager was allowed to keep his job and allowed to keep working with me and allowed to keep scheduling himself late nights with me. He then left. He went and got a different job. And I was known as the person who got him fired. I didn't get him fired, he left. But the salespeople would tell customers this, that I couldn't be trusted because I got this guy fired, and, I would say anything to get my way. This guy admitted what he said, and that, yes, he genuinely felt that way. And that, yes, if he was working with me, he couldn't control himself. Over a sale. Wasn't even a big sale. Wasn't a huge amount of commission. The sales guys would say to customers, don't order with Andy, because I was systematically then bullied into finding another job and leaving. It was untenable because I'd stood up to power and said that this was inappropriate behavior, and I wanted something done about it. I found out years later, I got talking to someone who then went to work in the same place, and he said that they were still telling this story. They were still referring to me as the person that got the assistant manager fired. This was 8 years later. This is the kind of thing that women face. Not just women, don't get me wrong, but it happens more often, it is more pervasive, and it is seen as the norm in some circles, whether that's politics or male-dominated fields, that you can talk this way and that you can make these stories last. The reason this relates is because these brave women, Cassidy Hutchinson, Stormy Daniels, Carroll, and all of these other women that are coming forward and saying, this is my story, are getting a lot of online hate. Anyone who thinks someone comes forward with this kind of information for fame and fortune is absolutely wrong. You look at Michael Cohen's mental health. You look at Cassidy Hutchinson's demeanor. All of these people are receiving a huge amount of hate, death threats, and other kinds of threats, assault threats. People think it's okay to send messages saying, I'm going to kidnap you and I am going to do these things to you, all because they've had the audacity to stand up to power, to try and set themselves free. They have come forward at a very difficult time to say what they know to be true. And they are facing a huge amount of online hate. Now, Stormy Daniels is facing it with wit and sarcasm and an amazing amount of humour and grace. But there are other people involved in this, not just women, but men too, who are receiving this hate, and they are in genuine fear for their lives, for their family. So if you are one of those people that feels that this kind of thing is okay, how would you feel if your family were receiving these messages? Stop before you type, because it is not easy to come forward. Whether you believe their story or not, it is not easy to come forward. Let justice, let the DOJ, let lawyers and courtrooms decide what is true and what isn't. Leave your opinions out of it. You are not entitled to try and ruin someone's life or make them feel less than, feel threatened, feel that what they are doing is wrong when it's not. Think about it. If you are like me and you want to show love and support, go on Twitter, go on Facebook or wherever, in the comments section on YouTube, and show your support for these people. You may not believe their side of the story, you may not believe in their politics or whatever else, but it takes a huge amount of strength to come out and say, this person in authority did this thing. It takes a huge amount of bravery, and I want to celebrate those people for their bravery. Yes, there are false allegations, and they are made all of the time, and it is wrong. False allegations are as bad as someone actually perpetrating those crimes. But again, the justice system should sort that out. All things being fair, all things being right, leave that to the justice system. We shouldn't be threatening these people into silence, because that's the goal. That's what these haters, these trolls are doing, because someone they like might be in trouble. Be a human being. Offer support. And if you have something nasty to say, as most parents said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Keep it to yourself. Don't rage at people because you don't like them. That's it. Thank you very much for being here today. If you liked this video and you like the other content I'm providing, do hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. I do read them all, I do respond. I appreciate you being here.